Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've been showcasing this great plugin here. It's called Divi Image Hover Effects, and you get about 200 of these. I think it's 250 of these actually, hover effects, and they are fantastic. At the moment they've got it on sale for $49, reduced to $15, which is great. I'll put the link below the video if anybody wants to check it out. But some of these, Divi has come so far, some of these you can create yourself by just putting a little bit of work in. So let's go over here, and the one we're going to scratch build today is this one. It's kind of an image morph. It's not really a morph, but it's got a morph effect to it. If I hover over those onions and peppers there, it's going to morph into a meal. And there you have it. I'll let go. It goes back to the raw ingredients again. Really easy to do with Divi straight out of the box. Don't get me wrong, that plugin is fantastic value and I bought it and I'll be using it a lot. But if you want to create a few yourself, this is how we do it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is enable the visual builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. And I'm going to add another row just below here. I'm going to put 2 columns in, doesn't matter, you can make yours as big or as small as you want. Now, the way these things work at the moment, let's just put an image in there. We'll put our finishing image in there, which is the meal. So I'll go down to image. And as standard, Divi comes with all these light grey modules here, apart from the Divi Image Hover, which is that plugin I just showed you. And you get another dozen or so more if you've got WooCommerce installed. So today I want to use the image. There it is right there. Let's load our finishing image here. The one that we want when we're hovering over it, which is that one. And the way a lot of these image swap hover effects work is you've got a column, you've got a row there that's got 2 columns in it. And the column that this image is sitting in is where we want to put our starting image. So we don't want to see this image at first, we just want to see our starting image. So let's go into the row. Column 1, this is column 1, this is column 2 obviously. And we'll just stick an image in the background there. And if you make them the same shape, this will work perfect. So let's go over to image, add a background image. And let's add our raw ingredients. There we go. Now of course you won't be able to see this because this image is on top of it, but we know it's there because there it is. So let's save that. Now let's save our column, or our row I should say. Now let's go back into this module right here, and we can set the things that we want to do. Now when we initially look at this, I'm going over to the design tab, I'm going to go down to filters. When we initially look at this, we don't want to see it at all. So we're going to see the background image like that. But I'm going to leave this up for a moment because I want to, when we're not hovering over this, I'm going to sort of really blur it out and mess it up so that it sort of fades in and sort of takes its shape back. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on the blur. Common to all Divi modules, if you hover over the dark legending, you're going to see some icons appear. If there's an arrow there, it'll let you create a hover state and a desktop state. Desktop is when your mouse is not on it. Hover obviously is when you're hovering over it with your mouse. Now for the desktop state, I want this to be blurred out pretty much when we're not hovering over it. Sort of really blurred. There we go, something like that. And then of course when we're hovering over it, it wants to be perfectly visible like that. Okay, so I've gone back to the desktop state. What else do we want to do? We can make it kind of crazy. We can, on the desktop state again, we'll go to saturation. Let's hit the little arrow on the desktop. Let's make those colors really saturated and bright. And on the hover, take them back down to normal levels. Fine tune with these little arrows up and down in the boxes there. And also we'll do similar for contrast. When we're on desktop, we're going to have it really contrasting. When we're on hover, we'll set it back to how it should be. or wherever it is you like it. You might like it a little bit brighter. A lot of sites that use images bring the old contrast up a bit just to make it more striking. Okay, so we pretty much got the crazy features there. You can mess with hue and invert and stuff like that and get some crazy things going with those as well. But we'll leave it at that for the moment. Now we've got to set the opacity or see-throughness. Now remember, when we're not hovering over it, desktop state, don't want to see it. Then when we are hovering over it, we want to see it fully. Great. Now to get this effect going, it's pretty easy. I want to have a slow transition time. I think the last one it took 4 seconds, so it sort of gently goes from one image to the other. To do that, we need to go over to our Advanced tab, down to Transitions. I'm going to set mine to 4 seconds or 4,000 milliseconds. Obviously you just put yours how exactly you want it. And the speed curve I like to use for these hover effects is ease in and ease out. Play with them, they're all slightly different and some work better than others in certain situations. Okay, if we've done everything right, that should work now. We might want to go back in and tweak it if it doesn't, but we'll see. Save the page changes and exit the visual builder. Let's go down and I can see we've got a problem already. Obviously forgot to set the opacity because we can see all this mess first off and we don't want to see that. We just want it to sort of fade in gradually. So let's fix that. Back in the visual builder. Let's go down into our module and it's going to be the opacity or transparency down here in the filters. Let's go down to opacity. Here it is. Desktop, that should be 0. Hover should be 100%. Right, before we save, you might notice there's a little number 12 there when I hover over it. That's actually the name of the image itself. And I don't particularly want to see that there. Or if I do want to see something there, I'd rather put in something that makes more sense. So to get rid of it or change it, you can go to Advanced, down to Attributes, and there it is. It's the image text title. I'm just going to get rid of mine. Above it's alt text. Alt text, all images on websites should have alt text. It's usually there to describe what the image actually is. Most people use it nowadays for SEO and will put in keywords and geolocation data and what have you. But it should be used for a description, but use it how you will. Good, so if we've done everything right, second time round, we should be good to go. And go down and take a look. There's our little raw ingredients. And it morphs into our cooked meal right there. That'd be kind of fun little effect to do with happy and sad faces and things like that. That's a nice little effect to have on your site. Pretty easy to do, took about 5 minutes or so. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.